do we define awareness? In the sense that, well, usually when we say, "Are you aware?" we are not in the non-duality sense, but in a normal conversation, "Are you aware?" Oh yeah, I'm aware that this is happening. Yes, I'm aware of that. Now, all right. Even if I am saying that, let's say that I might be oblivious that I am aware of something, but it's just that my attention isn't there. So I thought I wasn't aware, but I was aware of other more minute things instead of something that's happening in front of me, for example. Then it is a matter of being aware of what. That I get. But however, let's say how about well, you wanted to explain. Yes, please go ahead first.
So
I have two other options.
So the English language is not
Right.
a non-dual language. The only non-dual language that is still in use is Tibetan, and Sanskrit hasn't changed, but I don't speak those languages. So awareness in English has many meanings. The primary sense is, are you aware, can be, are you aware of an object? So so I'm aware of it. Are you aware that you're parking in the wrong parking space? Right? Oh no, I wasn't aware, but now I am. And then we have awareness as in meditation. So am I being present? Am I being mindful? Are you aware of your body sensations as you pick up a cup of tea and drink slowly? And so the first one is the conventional use. The second one is a practice called mindfulness. And both of these can be confusing because in the awareness that I'm discussing here, I call it the power to know, which I always have to say awareness as well, because most people don't understand the power to know. So it is the capacity, the potential is what I'm talking about. Everybody here is all comprised of the same potential, the same capacity to, everyone can perceive that. It's available. It's like this cognizant power to perceive. That is the wakeful nature of your existence. It's not what comes and goes within that field. It's the readiness and availability of consciousness. It's like the space in the room is always available to receive whatever goes into the room and then for it to leave again. So that capacity of the room is the awareness I'm talking about. And one of the things that can help people who become fixated on mindfulness, because mindfulness is very beneficial for your body, your neurons, your becoming familiar with yourself, just relaxing. But mindfulness has got very little to do with awakening, because the mindfulness, in fact, is causing you to focus on one aspect of your experience. So what came to me in my journey was, I remember playing video games when I was a kid. It's a driving game. And there was a button that you can press where I can see the back of the car and the road. And there's another button I can press where now I'm at the windscreen, right? And the windscreen is lost into thought, right? And the button push to see the whole car is mindfulness. So we sometimes get stuck where we say, oh, I was really aware for a while because I could see the back of the car. And then but we wouldn't say that. But then something happened, bang, we're now into the windscreen, and we say, oh, I lost my mindfulness, right? But you never lost your awareness, because the awareness is the screen. Back of the car, front of the car, over the top, windscreen, no car. It's the screen that's awareness, because it's the screen that is the potential for all experiences to appear on. And that is our permanent, stable, always available, always on, peaceful, content nature. So when I say the power to know, and in the little meditation we started with, I'm asking you to look at the power to know and watch things appear on it, and how readily and how joyfully that power to know is so filled with joy, even when what's being observed is not joyful. So if you're not connected to the power to know, you're just experiencing, then you're happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. If you're experiencing and connected to this power to know, you're resting in this awareness, then there's happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad that's occurring within the field of okayness. So it's completely different experience. It's still up and down, but now it's connected to its true nature, which is sat, chit, ananda, the bliss of knowing it's oneself. So the way that I describe it, I've got really weird props today. I don't know what I'm just going to do this way. So imagine that you must wonder what is on this guy's desk. So look, right. So this is our self without the recognition of the power to know, and this is our mood, right? Up and down. It overwhelms the boundaries of who we are, because our awareness is so limited. I'm just a little me. And Trevor said, uh, I shouldn't buy a dog. And now I'm annoyed at Trevor. But if we become more aware of our power to know, this becomes our field of being. And now the same waves are occurring, but they're occurring in a field of wisdom. I'm going to get better props for next week, because I'm redoing my studios. This is quite funny. But yeah, so it's like the more you relax it as this awareness, the nature of awareness, the more vast your sense of being becomes, the more compassionate you become filled with. Like for me, I am very honest about this. I have and have had for years an extremely difficult ongoing experience with life. I grew up in very rough areas, lots of trauma, lots of neurological disturbance, different types of addictions, living in threatening environments, and all this kind of stuff. And that's never gone. There's always this sense of just like discontent, not discontent, but like pain, right? Pain. And the reason why I became so dedicated to this field of study, because I was trying other things to find relief. And I became a hypnotherapist, an EFT practitioner. I went into therapeutic communities. I had this sessions, that sessions, and just none of it seemed to really do that much to what I was dealing with. But then as I started to understand my true nature, there was a sense of soothing built into the pain. Imagine that. So the soothing is built into what's causing you the problem. So you don't have to go and do 5,000 sessions on every single niggle. It's built in, it's in the thing. It comes with it. The pain arises, and the relief is built into the pain, because it's all pervaded by the power to know, which is your enlightenment. I really don't know how much of this is landing with people, but I can only share from my direct experience. And that's what I've found. And I still, to this day, have that sense of discomfort. It's not. It's never all day because everything's intermittent, but it's always a feature. So the Sanskrit teachers call this vasanas, your tendencies. We call it trauma, and it does improve. It absolutely does improve as you begin to rest as your true nature. But there's a very, very interesting paradox about non-duality, that we always choose with the things that that we want to change. We choose initially to leave them as they are, because if I start trying to gather up non-duality and turn it into a tool to get rid of suffering, that is going to backfire, and I'm going to start to create suffering everywhere. So it takes courage to say, I am going to leave everything as it is. Not, and it doesn't mean if there's a fire in my kitchen that I leave it as it is. What it means is that if I hear my voice say, "Oh, you're an idiot. You've set fire to the thing again. You never pay attention. Why are you cooking chips?" And like all of that, I leave it as it is, and then I just gracefully deal with the situation. So my relationship with my own discomfort is one of, I just allow it to be, because it's I wouldn't say it doesn't affect me at all. It's a headwind, but it's pervaded with relief. And then that liberates everything else. So to get back to your question, which is a really powerful question, because if you know what you are, which is the power to know, and you rest as that, you rest as this potential, little and often, until it becomes obvious that that's what you are, then it is self-soothing. It creates comfort in swaves, not in micro adjustments. So what happens is I have ultimate confidence that as I continue to just leave it as it is, there's things going on, and I'm just carry on doing my thing, you become so powerful because you are no longer inhibited by experience. That the first time you do something that you really don't want to do, but you're liberated in the face of resistance, it's a game changer. And then you just continue without expecting it to happen again. It's very interesting to explain this, but it's a matter of trust and confidence. And this reminds me of a story that I will share. I'd had my glimpse in about 2004, and I was kind of hypnosis, EFT, a little bit of non-duality. And in 2008, I was in Thailand, where I live now, but I was in the south of Thailand, and I had a motorbike accident. And I hit this scooter that came out of the woods, and it was all very quick, but I was in the air, and I realized that my hypnosis can't help me. I can't pull out headphones and just relax as the one fly and imagine the cushion. I couldn't do any EFT, even though I'm in the air. I deeply and completely accept myself. My body couldn't help me because I'm not in control of it. My partner at the time couldn't help me. She wasn't there and she couldn't anyway. My mum and brother were on a plane landing in Koh Samui. They couldn't help me. I couldn't get any money out of the bank to buy a cushion to land on. And in that moment, I realized the only thing that I have available is to identify as my true nature, the power to know, as awareness, as stability, as that which is unconditioned and unaffected by whatever's appearing within it. And I just completely rested as awareness. And it still hurt, but I was in such a vivid space. I was helping the person who was involved. I was calling a friend to do something with my mum and brother landing. I went to the hospital and I was just in a very lucid and clear and calm state, even though my body was hurting and I broke my arm in two places. And from that point, 100% all in non-duality. I know who I am. I had a glimpse of it before, and then I saw it. I saw what it can bring to my life in an actual situation. And sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes that. Sometimes not. But I was like, I'm all in on this. I hope that answered your question.